talking about the role of the federal government, there's two streams of thought. That the NSA has kept Americans safer since 2001. And the other stream of thought is that it hasn't, and it's been an invasion of privacy.
Right.
What is your opinion, especially regarding the second
Sure.
thought, what some critics say?
Yeah. I may have a prejudiced view on this. But my view is what NSA has done has been markedly successful in keeping the country free from attack. We have been, trust me, we have been very aggressive. We would never have done that metadata thing, that 215 program, your phone bills parked up at Fort Meade. We would have never done that pre 9/11. But remember what the Fourth Amendment says. It does not protect you and me against search and seizure. It protects you and me against unreasonable search and seizure. And reasonableness, to my mind, is based upon the totality of circumstances in which we find ourselves. Now, I can argue this point, and other people have good arguments. I get it, all right? But this is not, as it's portrayed by some, an inherently, obviously unconstitutional step. Okay, it just isn't. And anyone understands the concept. Look, I can get into the fine print if you like in any future Q&A about how the Supreme Court is held. It's not. But all I'm saying is, free people do this all the time. Free people decide where that line is between your security and your privacy, between your safety and your liberty. It's nothing new. We've been doing it for 250 years. Now we've got a prickly question. It's got to be solved by Sunday as to whether or not NSA can keep metadata or not. All right? And so when you put it that way, we're kind of really arguing out here on the margins, aren't we? I mean, you're not even arguing whether or not NSA can access your data. It's the only argument down in Washington is, do they get to keep it? Or do you let the telecoms keep it, and then NSA's got to go through a more clumsy process to ask the question? So, no, NSA's been very good in keeping the country safe. And I'll do one more.
Please.
One more. If you've got a complaint against NSA, to the degree it's a legitimate complaint, you need to worry about it being too cautious and conservative. The culture at NSA is incredibly respectful of American privacy, and it is layered with lawyers before operators get to make these kinds of decisions. I told you, I got a prejudiced view here, and other good Americans, and not all of them will be wearing tinfoil on their heads. Okay? Other good Americans will disagree. And that's okay. Remember, I told you, this is the argument we've been having for 250 years. Where do we draw the line based upon where we are in terms of threat?